Hello aspirants, this is Zahir and I welcome you back to SSBCrack exams. In this lecture, we shall be discussing the 30-day study plan for your, the GAT GK section for your upcoming NDA examination. So let us begin without any further ado. So before beginning, let me tell you something about NDA examination. As you all know that it is conducted by UPSC twice a year. So it is for the admissions in National Defence Academy, which is a joint service academy of Indian Armed Forces, where cadets of all the three services, that is Army, Navy and Air Force, train together before they go on to their respective service academy for pre-commission training. So it is located in Khadakvalsa, Pune, Maharashtra, and it is actually the first tri-service academy in the entire world. And this is what makes this academy one of the most prestigious institutions across the world, and this examination to be one of the most toughest one, not just across India but also across the world. As far as your NDA examination is concerned, it consists of two paper, mathematics and general ability test. So mathematical paper stands for 300 and general ability test stands for 600 marks. So the first paper, mathematics, you will get 120 questions, each question carrying 2.5 correct marks. So for a total of 300 marks, and there is also negative marking for every wrong answer. There is minus 0.83 marks that get deducted. And as far as your second paper, GAT paper is concerned, general ability test, so it is again divided into two sections. The first one is English and the second one is GK. So in English section, you can you get 50 questions for a total of 200 marks, where each correct answer carries 4 marks, and for every wrong answer minus 1.33 marks are deducted. And for GK, 100 questions carrying total 400 marks. For every correct answer you get 4 marks, and for every wrong answer minus 1.33. So that both the two papers, Maths and GAT, there are 270 questions which are for 900 marks. So as far as English section is concerned, I would strongly suggest that there are separate videos for English subject analysis and study plans. I would strongly suggest that you go and watch them. So in this lecture, we shall be discussing the GAT GK syllabus. So the components for NDA GAT GK are physics, chemistry, biology, geography, history, polity, economics, static general knowledge and defense specific related. We can broadly classify them in these heads. So first of all, let us begin with the physics, the most important, because regularly 21, 22, 23 or 25 questions are asked as far as the physics section is concerned in your NDA question paper. So going through the trends, easily you can expect 22 to 25 questions coming from this physics, which can easily fetch you around 88 to 100 marks. So on that day one, make sure that you are religiously, meticulously following this plan, because there are only 30 days remaining for your upcoming NDA examination. So 3 hours per day. Make sure that the day one you are covering physical world, units and measurements, motion in straight line, motion in plane, law of motions, work, energy and power, rotational motion, gravitation, and you also revise this. Day 2 you will be dealing with solid mechanics, fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, kinetic theory of gases, revision of topics mentioned above. Day 3 you will be dealing with oscillation, waves and optics, electric charges and fields, moving charges and magnetism, and you will also be revising all of this from current, electricity to electromagnetic induction. Day 4 you will be dealing with electromagnetic waves, optical and optical instruments, photoelectricity, atomic physics, semiconductors, and you also will be revising. So we have created this plan so that you not just read but also keep revising them. Chemistry is the second most important part, where regularly 13, 16, 17, 15 questions you can see here which have been asked in the past question paper. So going through the same trend this year also, we can expect somewhere around 12 to 15 questions coming, which can easily fetch you somewhere around 48 to 60 marks. And in chemistry, day 5, 3 hours per day, matters in our surrounding is matter around us pure, structures of atoms and molecules, and you also revise them. Day 6, chemical reactions and equations, acids, bases and salts, metals and non-metals, carbon compounds and classification of elements, and you also will be revising them. Day 7, basic chemistry, states of matter, atomic structure, advanced chemical bonding, etc., and you will also be revising all of this. Day 8, thermodynamics, solution, equilibrium, redox reaction and electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, and you also will be revising them. And on day 9, surface chemistry, metallurgy, hydrogen, S&P block, D and F block, coordination compounds, and you will be revising them. And on the day 10, basic organic chemistry, hydrocarbon, alkynes, organic compound containing oxygen and nitrogen should be dealt. You also will be revising them on day 10. And on the final day 11 should be a wrap up for your chemistry, where you will be dealing finally with polymers, biomolecules, environmental chemistry, chemistry in everyday life, miscellaneous chemistry, and you will also be revising them. So moving towards biology, next most important topic, because easily you can see here 9, 10, 12, 9, 11 marks, 11 MCQs are regularly asked. So going through the trend, this year also in biology you can expect somewhere around 9 to 12 questions coming, which can easily fetch you somewhere around 40 to 48 marks. So day 12, 3 hours per day, you will be starting with the biology basics, biological classification, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, anatomy of flowers, reproduction, respiration in the flowers, that is in plants, biochemicals, biomolecules, cell cycle and division. Day 13 and 14, make sure that you're reading everything about human digestive system, human excretory system, etc., and you'll be covering even ecosystem dynamics as well as biodiversity and environment. So that will be a wrap up for your biology. Going to the next most important topic after physics, the most important questions come from geography section itself. You can see here clearly in the past previous year question analysis trend 1922, 2021, at least 20 questions minimum are asked from the geography section. So this year also you can expect somewhere around 20 to 22 questions coming from your geography section alone, which can easily fetch you somewhere around 80 to 88 marks. So geography, as far as geography is concerned, day 15 you will start the basic with geography. There is latitudes, longitudes, time zone, important state, international boundaries. I strongly suggest that you have a map atlas in your study room where you sit for study. As far as geography is concerned, make sure that you are having political and physical map of both world as well as India. So all major rivers and their tributaries, hydropower station, thermal power stations, location of minerals, major industries, etc. Day 16 you will be dealing with agriculture and practices of agriculture, any issue related with agriculture such as green revolution. And next you will be dealing with the pollution, global warming and climate change related issues, biodiversity hotspots and their location, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, major environmental and industrial summits. I would strongly suggest that you keep a tab of daily current affairs which we conduct at SSBCrack exams, and collect the PDF and revise that. Along with that, I would strongly suggest that you spend at least 20 to 25 minutes on any national level newspaper so that you can make running notes out of it. So day 17, various geomorphic processes such as earthquakes, cyclones, pressure belts and wind system, ocean currents, waves and tides, soils, afforestation, grasslands, etc., type of natural vegetation, renewable and non-renewable energy resources, and finally towns, megacities, projects, and complete geography revision should be done by day 17. History, biggest mystery for each and every student. Again, make sure that you are sticking to the topic, because history is the only subject in your entire NDA syllabus which has vast syllabus. So make sure that you are not deviating from this topic, because these topics are something from where regularly questions have come. This will help you in minimizing the time and making your preparation maximum. So 10, 12, 15, 11 questions come at least from history. So going to the same trend, 15 to 20 questions, or at least 15 questions can be expected from history. So 60 to 80 marks can be fetched easily. So day 18 you start with ancient history, cover entire Indian history till dynasties of medieval North and South India. Day 19 you will be starting medieval history from Delhi Sultanate to commercialization of agriculture. These entry of East India Company and all. Will also be dealing with the dream theory, stages of colonialism, Mughal Empire, Carnatic Wars, etc. Day 20 will be starting your modern history, impact of Western education institution, the 1857 revolt, and then comes moderates and extremist phase, home rule movement, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience, quit India movement, Subhash Chandra Bose and Indian National Army. Day 21 you will be dealing about rise of Muslim League, partition of India, independence and post-independence, everything regarding the Indian Constituent Assembly, policy of non-alignment, wars with Pakistan and China, everything related with India and its involvement with UNO and kind of relationship India has with UNO. World history has also should be separated, studied, because since last few years direct questions have also come from world history. So this will be a wrap up for your history on the day 21. So as far as Indian polity is concerned, here also 10, 5, 5, 6, 4 questions can be expected. Since last 4-5 years, the trend has been same. So going through the same thing, 4 to 6 questions can be expected in this attempt also. 16 to 24 marks can be easily fetched. Make sure day 22 you are beginning with the Constitution, preamble of the Constitution, Union and its territory, citizenship, fundamental rights, DPSP's fundamental duties are most important one. Amendment of the Constitution, Union executive will be more than enough. Day 23, Parliament, judiciary, state governments, and rest of what are the important topics such as emergency provisions, state-center relationships should be dealt with. And moving towards the current affairs and static GK, of course, current affairs, you have to follow the daily current affairs. At least 20 to 25 minutes of a national level newspaper reading is important. So static GK, I'll be telling you what are all the topics. So this topics or this syllabus has also gained prominence in recent times consistently. 10, 8, 15 questions are being asked from this section. So going through that, this year also 10 to 12 or up to 15 questions can be expected, where you can easily fetch 48 to 60 marks. So on day 24, you will be dealing with superlatives of India, that is largest river, example, highest peak, etc. Indian space journey, ISRO and the Department of Space, important art forms and culture, which you also be dealing in your history, national institution, important national days of recognition, and then country, capital, currencies and languages. Day 25, superlatives of the world, international boundaries, important cities and strategic locations, international days, international organizations and their headquarters, with special emphasis with United Nations, Bharat Ratna, Nobel Prize and military gallantry awards. And day 26, you shall wrap up your static GK with movies, awards related with movies, books, authors, biographies, and sports related terms and terminologies, Olympics, Asian Games, etc. And you also should completely revise your static GK. So finally, defense specific here is the least most important part of your entire preparation, because only 1 or 3 questions or 2 questions are asked from this section. So going through the same trend, 1 or 2 questions can be expected even in this attempt also. So it can also fetch you somewhere around 4 to 8 marks. Day 27, you will be reading rank structure in all services, commands of Indian Navy, commands of Indian Army, military institutions and establishment, and special emphasis with military exercises will be more than enough. Don't spend more than this time over this entire defense specific related one. So finally, day 28 and 29, you should be revising and taking NDA mock test at SSBCrack exams, which are very much more important. And on day 30, revise complete revision of subjects and test by SSBCrack examination. So this will be a wrap up for your 30 days preparation for your upcoming NDA examination. Before we wrap up, let me tell you a summary of what all we have 10 important points to remember. Always make notes in separate dedicated notebooks. Restrict yourself for basic information and complete conceptual analysis. Whenever any kind of doubt or any ambiguity which you are facing, please write down to us at support@ssbcrackexams.com. and I wish all the best for your upcoming NDA examination, and I wish and pray that you all come out with the flying colors. Thank you for watching my lecture. Jai Hind.